from California. So this sport happening now in Ghana is called water polo. Traditionally called water polo, but since it's now in Ghana, I think we'll call it Nsu polo. And it's a sport played in the water, similar to handball, similar to football, similar to basketball. Very tough like wrestling, and it requires a lot of endurance. It's a game played with 7 players, 6 on what we call a perimeter, which resembles a half circle, 5 on the perimeter and 1 in the center, and then a keeper with defense on each one. And 4 quarters, no halves. Well, after the second quarter, there's a halftime. Each quarter is 7 minutes long, and the game is played with one hand. Only the keeper can use 2 hands to make his blocks and passes. But it's a very interesting sport, a sport that I've played from my beginnings in Coronado, California. I've played all over the world, from university to Europe, Spain, Germany, France, Italy, Croatia, Montenegro, Hungary. Played 2 seasons in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. And being a Ghanaian, my dad is from Kumasi, I've always had a dream to bring the sport here to the homeland. And after making the first brief outreach in 2011, 10 years later, we were making the dream come true.
So, we want to know the duration of the game.
So the game should last about 45 minutes. As I mentioned, each quarter, the 4 quarters is 7 minutes long. So 7 times 4, and then you include a 2-minute break after the first and the third and the fourth. The first and the third quarters. After the second quarter is a 5-minute break, which is our halftime. So a good game should last about 45 minutes with the inclusion of fouls and exclusions and timeouts and media replays.
You know that it is an Olympic sport.
Yes, it is.
Now it has been introduced in Ghana. What should we expect?
We should undoubtedly expect to see Ghana one day on the Olympic podium for water polo, and definitely see Ghana representing in the Olympics pretty soon. I think it's only a divine timing that we're starting to really pioneer and push forward with this sport here in Ghana in an Olympic year. So it's going to give a lot of exposure to our young athletes to watch the sport being played at the highest level this summer in Tokyo. And I think that'll provide more than enough motivation for us to continue training and resemble those that are competing this year.
You know that sponsorship has been difficult for Ghanaians, those in the sports, at least finance sports. Bringing the sports to Ghana, have you did any background checks on how to grab a sponsorship for the federation?
So we have yet to grab any major sponsorships. Right now we are working in association with the Ghana Swim Association. They've been very kind in providing some guidance to us to make the right moves. As far as sponsorship, the best one that we've received so far has been from the U.S. USA Water Polo has shown some support, and the distributor of all the water polo equipment throughout the world, Cap 7, was kind enough to send us all the resources we would need, balls, caps, and these 2 inflatable cages we have here, inflatable cages. So far that's been the best thing, and I think with the continued support and getting resources and this opportunity, we'll see nothing but success in this new sport here in Ghana.
Has it been very difficult getting people to participate?
It's very easy. It's not easy, but by His grace we found success. We've found a lot of success. But this is something by no means cannot be accomplished without a day-to-day commitment and consistency. And first of all, I know that it's a very strange sight to hear of Ghanaians and Africans, no less, swimming in the water, despite being surrounded by lakes and rivers and oceans. So this is something I think we'll be able to work to break down that stereotype, to break down that stigma and that fear of being afraid to swim. Because even myself, being here in Ghana, I've heard the stories of boys swimming in the lakes and drowning and people losing friends and family members for lack of swim knowledge. So that's something we also want to encourage here, because you cannot play water polo without a strong swimming background. And hopefully the sport is engaging enough to invite people to learn how to swim. And once you learn how to swim, you've also learned a life-saving skill. So I think once we show that it's not a very scary thing to do, it's actually very beneficial, I think more people will be able to join us, and we'll be able to reduce the drowning rate here in Africa.
Do you have a height scale for people who can be in water polo?
A height scale?
Yeah.
There's no height requirement, because once you're in the water, everybody is judged from their chest up. Everyone is the same height in the water. And you might be playing with somebody, you might think they're a couple of feet taller than you are, and then at the end of the game, you see he might even be shorter than you are. So everybody plays from the chest up, and it's really the matter of the size of your heart than the size of your stature.
So you have to be a very good swimmer.
Very good swimmer, very strong. It's not easy, and you know, one thing that makes our sport very unique is that anything that happens below the water is fair game. If the official does not see it, then it's fair. And that leaves room for a lot of wrestling, a lot of fighting, a lot of foul play, and you know, some players get a lot of aggression out that way, and that makes the competition that much stronger. So I think we'll be able to see a lot of really good competition coming here in Ghana and the African continent.
Okay,
All right,
thank
thank
you very
you.
much.
Yeah, thank you.